The market shoots higher toward the target, then sells off. Are we ready to fall? This is Invest with Jacob.
Okay, guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that the market should look to break out on Friday towards 43.25 and then pull back in wave 4, and that's exactly what we saw as the market pushed up to 43.21, missing the target by just a few points, then selling off for most of the rest of the day. Now the question is, can the bulls hold support and push higher one more time? I'll get into that in just 1 second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, we saw the market move up again on Friday. You can see on the screen that we're absolutely killing it. We have novice traders making money. We have experienced traders making money. We have new traders making money, veteran traders. We're doing great in the room. We'd love to have you in there. If you'd like to be a part of that team, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute SPX chart. Now, normally I do the futures, but because of the contract roll on Friday, it kind of messes things up with targets and stuff. So we do want to look at this on the SPX chart. And we had this breakout set up I told you about when we came up here looking for this pullback, a little bit of a pullback for a wave 2, and then a shoot up to 43.25, which we saw. They came up just short at about 43.21, and then they started to sell off. Now, the interesting part of this sell-off is that I can count a 5-wave move down in a very microstructure. And as I've talked about a lot of times, microstructures are unreliable, but it is something to start with. And a 5-wave move down would be what we'd expect to see in a C wave down. That would be the bigger pullback that I talked about in our bigger picture updates that would take us down toward the potentially 3,000 to 2,500 area. So that particular move down does look like it could count as 5 waves. Now, the alternative to that is that we are in wave 4, which I talked about last week, where we would be pulling back here and then looking for one more push higher, okay, to complete this move up to about the 43.40 to 43.60 area on the SPX. So that's what we'd be looking for from a bullish standpoint. They look to hold 42.65. If they break that, which essentially breaks this wave 4 low, that implies that corrective depth theory tells us that it's no longer going to be a wave 4. It breaks the 382 retrace. It becomes very dangerous for the bulls at that point. Doesn't mean we can't hold and go higher, but when they break this low, or if they break this low at about 42.61, that is something for the bulls to be concerned about. We would want to see follow through and a break of 42.47 next. And if we see that, then we could be starting the bigger move down. But if they can't hold again, we would look for the bulls to hold that 42.65 or higher area and push higher one more time towards 43.40 to 43.60 SPX to complete the move. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, on the NASDAQ, it's a little different, not terribly different, but there is a couple things to check out on the NASDAQ. So we have the gap up from the contract roll. So this is an artificial gap up. It's when the contract rolls over, you get the new price of the contract and it moves it up. Now, if you hit this B-ADJ button down here at the bottom, it will adjust for that, but it moves it higher, so I don't like doing that. But there is something to see when we click that. When they bring it down and connect it, they were unable to take out this high in a relative basis. So if you take out the artificial contract roll spike, they were unable to break this wave 3 high and then pulled back off of it in what looked like 5 waves. So this is something to keep an eye on. The NASDAQ is showing a little more weakness than the SPX, but they do still have the setup to push higher here toward that 14,900 area to 15,000. That target has moved up a little bit because of that contract roll, but that 14,900 to 15,000 area to complete this B wave before we see the move down. However, if they come down and break this low right here at 14,636, that would be a strong indication that the move up is failing. And if they can break this 14,425 level that we've been talking about for a while here, that's held a few times, that would be a strong indication we're starting the move down on the NASDAQ as well. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, as well as a training course if you're interested in learning Elliott Wave. Now, to be clear, the training course is included in both monthly plans. However, if you are interested in just learning Elliott Wave and not becoming a monthly member, you can buy it a la carte for $67. It is 25 videos of me going through my chart setup and tools, and this is a very important part of the training where you learn which tools to use and how to use them along with Elliott Wave to kind of confirm the patterns. And then there's a ton of Elliott Wave videos where I go over all of the stuff beginners should know and how to chart like I do so that you can find these moves that I find. So if you are interested in that, you can get that here, but it does come with both monthly memberships. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as day trading, individual stocks, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. The bulls need to hold the 42.65 area. If they break that and then move below this 42.61 low, that's a strong indication that the bears are trying to take over. A break of 42.47 would give us follow through on the downside. However, if they can hold those areas, that 42.65 area, we would look for one last push towards 43.40 to 43.60 to finish out this move higher. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, similar counts, but the NASDAQ was relatively weaker. It did not take out its wave 3 high, but it is holding and does still have a chance to push up toward the 14.9 to 15,000 area, adjusted for that contract roll, before we see a pullback there. However, if they do break below this 14,675 and then 14,425 areas, that is a strong indication that the top is in and we are starting a major pullback. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.